Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a soft, like natural, I don't want to say soft glam because it's not glam, but just a natural makeup look for the everyday casual run around type of thing. I typically don't do a look like this because either I'm like full glam or no makeup at all because I really don't mind going out the house like this. But for my subscribers and people across the internet who like to have like a little bit of makeup on when leaving the house, here's a little quick kind of rundown of what I would do if I were to wear a look just like that, which I am going to be wearing today. So if you want to see that, make sure you keep on watching. All right, first things first, I need to pin up this part of my hair. With this type of natural look, I don't want to use too many products. Honestly, with a look like this, I want to get out the house quickly, look put together, but not like super glam. So most of that is going to be skincare. Today I'm going to use this pure cold pressed rose hip seed oil from Good Molecule. They sent me this in PR and I've literally been using it for the past 3 weeks because I don't have a face oil. I've never been the type to use a face oil, which I don't know why, because I have super dry skin. So I'm learning that this is probably a product that I need to add to my skincare routine, is a good oil, and I'll give you a close-up of that. It's going to be hard to see, but I'll link everything down in the description box as usual. Just going to give it a good little pat. Now, if you are a oily girl, I might skip this step and use an essential oil instead. Those are not like super, like they're not oily at all texture wise, well, consistency wise. The next thing I'm going to do is add sunscreen. Now, the one that I'm using is the COLLAB Full Spectrum 360 Degree Sun Silk Drops. I noticed that this is kind of an inexpensive sunscreen. I think it's made specifically for your face, but you can find cheaper versions. This is SPF 30. I'll link this one, but it's really no need for you to have an expensive sunscreen because they literally do the same thing. Just probably get one that's made for your face. I probably wouldn't want to be putting something that I use on my body on my face personally, but it probably really doesn't matter. The next and last little step of this pre-makeup application, I'm going to take this vegan milk moisturizer, and this is just a trial size and I'm trying to finish it. I'll hold it up, hold on. Here it is right here, and it's so tiny, but I like it. I'm actually going to when this is done, I'm going to put another moisturizer in it and use it for travel purposes because that's what I like to do. I reuse containers, especially travel size containers. But yeah, I'm almost done with it, so thankful for that. And this is a thicker moisturizer, so you just use whatever you have in your collection already. This is not like a favorite of mine. It's just what I'm using. So now on to actually putting on makeup products. I, of course, am going to start off with my brows. I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 4.5, which is something that I always use. It's my favorite brow pencil. Just restocked this in my mini Sephora haul / collective haul review that I uploaded on my channel before this video. Make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it. Yeah, just get that out of the way. All right, and that is really a quick and simple way that I just throw on a brow. I know somebody once asked me, because I mentioned in another video that I have thick brows, so it doesn't really require a lot as far as filling. And they're like, well, why do you use a brow pencil if you have thick brows? Well, I use it primarily as a shaper to kind of get an even shape, like, so one, that they match a little bit more than they do, and to kind of create like a little bit more of a point up in this area. And also I do have places where they grow uneven, like right here. You probably can still see it because I didn't overly fill it. It's a little thinner than it is like maybe right here. So I just try to use it to even out those kind of like bald spots, but they're not bald. I am going to conceal under my brow because in a perfect world without COVID, I absolutely wouldn't do this step for a natural eyebrow, well, a natural makeup look. But because it's been literally months since I have had my brows waxed, so I'm going in with, I didn't even tell you, the Kosas concealer, and more about this later. It's in the shade 7.5. One thing about this concealer, it looks really light in the bottle, but it's not that light in person. And even right now on this monitor, it's looking light, but it's not as light as it appears on camera. It is a lightweight concealer, so I think it's like, I think this is a medium coverage. That's why I picked it, a medium coverage concealer. So when you're trying to conceal your brows, you want to make sure you don't over blend it, or you're still going to be able to see like the stray hairs underneath. So it may look like I didn't blend it super perfectly, but that's literally on purpose because you don't want to interfere up in here. Okay, the next thing that I'm going in with is a foundation. I know some people differ on whether they like to use foundation on a natural no makeup type of look, but I still like to even out my skin tone a little bit, but I do something a little different. So I'm going in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation. This is the matte one. They do have a glowy one if you prefer that, but I like the matte one. So I have the dewy one, but this is literally probably out. I think this is empty. Oh, I'm getting a little bit. Y'all, this is how much I like this. I need to just go ahead and restock on this. I got enough, which is just that much. But let me tell y'all what I'm about to do. So I really want to take a moisturizer that I like, and here I am using the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. Here she is. You can use whatever moisturizer you like. I prefer to use a dewy one because I'm going to make this like a tinted moisturizer. So I'm putting on, yes, more moisturizer. And I'm being a little more heavy-handed with it than I would with the Tatcha, because usually a little bit of Tatcha goes a long way. And I'm going to take a foundation brush, dip into the NYX, and kind of dab it right where, or right beside where I put the tinted moisturizer. And literally I'm going to take my hands and now this is not going to be full coverage because this is not what we're going for. We're going for a more natural look. This is a good alternative if you just feel like you cannot find a BB cream that is your shade. If you use a dewy, especially if you're an oily skin girl, you use a dewy foundation for that process, it might get a little sweaty later on. So I use a matte with a dewy moisturizer on top of the oils and moisturizer I already have on. So next, I'm going back in with the Kosas concealer, which we used for the brows earlier. Remember me saying that it is a medium coverage concealer, which is intentional. I wanted to use a medium coverage because we don't want to look the beat look is not what we're going for right now. Gonna just put literally like a line to cover up the dark spots. And it's really up to you how much you want to go into like the whole concealer routine. I'm gonna put a little bit on my chin, and I like to cover up my mustache. And then just to even it out, I'm putting some here and a little here. This is a lot less product than I would use if I was doing, of course, a full face, full high coverage makeup look. I'm actually gonna use a brush first because I want to maintain some of that coverage because this is a medium coverage concealer. And I don't want the beauty blender to over blend me. Now we can go in with the beauty blender. And that's it. See, it's not like, you can still see some lines here. It's not a full coverage, but baby, it gives you some glow. And it just looks soft, natural, and pretty. So I'm going in with this Fenty Beauty bronzer in Cocoa Naughty. My, I guess, strategy, tactic, whatever we want to call it for this, is to pick a bronzer that is very, like, pick the bronzer that is the bronzer that almost wouldn't work for you, like if you were a little bit darker. So basically your lightest bronzer in your collection you probably want to use for this style of look. And this is not the lightest bronzer that I have in my collection because I have bronzers in my collection that don't work for me at all. I don't use them, but this is the lightest one that works for me. And I'm going in with this BH Cosmetics one brush, which I kind of jacked up somehow, and it's from the Neon collection. But yeah, I'm picking this one because I want it to be just like a warm, light bout of color. As you can see, I'm putting a little on my cheeks too as like a soft blush. All right, so that's it. Cocoa Naughty is perfect for your natural looks because it is, for at least for my skin tone, this color, this shade of this bronzer makes it look so like light, like I got a light tan, and it's harder to pick up on camera in front of these lights, but definitely when I step outside in natural lighting, it looks bomb. All right, so I sat here debating back and forth whether I was gonna do a lash or just do some mascara by itself. But I think today most people, well, not most people, take that back, a lot of people really like a lash, and they consider that an everyday makeup thing. But I've decided that I am going to include a lash, but trust and believe, you really do not have to. Okay, it was a lot harder to get these lashes on because I put that moisturizer on my lid. So yeah, maybe like, unless you're an expert lash person, do not do that. Now I'm gonna go in with this High Mile Club by Wonder Beauty, the mascara, and I'm gonna add that to the lower lashes. The next thing I'm gonna do is pull out my Fenty Beauty Daiquiri Dip blush, but I did not bring it to the table, so I'm gonna have to turn around and get it from behind. If you all saw my Sephora, my Fenty Beauty cream bronzer and cream blush review, you'll know that they gave me the wrong color. And then I went back and ordered Daiquiri Dip, which is this shade, which I have not even used yet. So I'm gonna take this and apply some to my cheeks, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm using like a denser brush to kind of pack it on. Well, not pack it on, just press it. Okay. I think this is giving me enough luminosity. Go over my nose because I didn't even put any setting powder or anything. So yeah. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna do here is add something on the lips. For me, that's just either a lip balm or a clear lip gloss. And today I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm in the shade Glass Slipper because that's what I like. And lastly, to balance this all out, I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, which is a matte setting spray. Because I use so many dewy and cream products, I want to make sure I'm balancing that out with something that's going to matten me just a little bit. I want everything to stay put. All right, so basically here is the final look. It's not like full glam at all, minus maybe the lashes. It's simple. I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 makeup products, which isn't bad. It looks really good. It looks natural, looks like a your skin but better type of thing. And yeah, I really like looks like this, even though I don't particularly wear them as much myself. But thumbs up if you like this video, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click the subscribe button so you can be a part of the fam bam. And I will see you guys in the next video.